Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Mayor, distinguished academic staff, graduates and guests, what can I say but thank you. News of this honour from the university, it was completely unexpected and all the more welcome because of that. In 2006, a young, somewhat apprehensive Cardiff lad arrived here in Plymouth, ready to embark on my university journey. 3 years later, following a few missed lectures, endless late nights in the library, and pushing many of the academic staff here today to near breaking point, that day to graduate had finally arrived. 15 years on from that day, little did I know that very moment would lead me here today to speak to you all on receiving this very special award. And I doubt many of you can quite believe it either. I can't express how incredibly proud and honoured I am to stand up here and receive this accolade from a university that I hold very close to my heart, and with so many great memories made over the years. I think we'd all agree gaining a sports science and coaching degree opened several doors to many career opportunities. However, I certainly would have laughed at anyone who would have said it would lead me to becoming a professional rugby referee. But as many of my good friends, rugby friends told me, I'd already had a good head start being a scrum half anyway. Now, growing up, all I ever wanted to be was a professional rugby player. I worked tirelessly and sacrificed a lot to be one. The hardest being leaving my family to move to a different country in Ireland. I landed on my feet, being set up with an iconic club in Munster Rugby. But as many injuries and setbacks took its toll over the years, I started to lose the motivation to play at crossroads. I was at a crossroads in my career, and I wasn't enjoying the sport I've always grown to love. And finishing playing at the young age of 24 was not part of the plan. Along came another opportunity that I did not see coming, and that was to start refereeing. Now, like many scrum halves will tell you, as I mentioned, they think they know everything about the game. How wrong I was as we left chasing shadows for 80 minutes, unsurprisingly, in my first British and Irish Cup game. The IRFU, the Irish Rugby Football Union, were and always have been extremely supportive to me over the years, but made it very clear from the outset that they couldn't push me any further unless I made a decision to stop playing and go all in. And I haven't looked back since. Now, traveling around the world, living in and out of hotels may sound the glamour lifestyle to most, but it's not all plain sailing and being a rugby referee, as I think we all know. Particularly when you're constantly in the spotlight for your decision making, and never for the right reasons, may I add. Social media is now at the point of no return, where every performance is evaluated in a trial by social media. And there are times when you often do ponder yourself, is it all worth it? But the support and guidance I've received over the years from those close to me along my journey is what keeps you going. We all have role models in our lives, people we look up to for inspiration. My father was that person to me. He always enabled me to reach for my dreams and aspirations in life. He taught me the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. But most of all, he completely changed my outlook on life, and that if you have a goal, aspirations, or ambitions, that you're committed to putting in the time and hard work that you can achieve absolutely anything. 6 years ago, I was sitting at the University of Wales, St. David's, amongst the graduates who, like you, were ready to receive their degrees. On that day, my father was receiving an honorary fellowship from the university for his achievements in education. And it was a hugely proud moment for us as a family. Sadly, later that following year, he passed away. 3 weeks before what was my biggest milestone in my career, my first Six Nations, France versus Italy, for which he had organized for the whole family to come and watch. My whole world had turned upside down, and I was asking myself, how was I going to face my biggest game to date without him being there? But I knew he would have wanted nothing else than for me to go out and do the game, and that's what I did. I went out and tried to make a difference for him. Thankfully, I came through unscathed, and nobody was talking about me for once. And it's our family motto of Semper Sursum, ever onward, ever aiming high. It's a high-pointed quote that has struck with me since his passing, and one that I've tried to take forward with me in my everyday life. I laid him to rest the following week in my Six Nations match jersey. So why is it that I'm sharing this with you today, I hear you say. Well, I guess life is a roller coaster, a bit like refereeing in many ways. Hard days will come, good days will come, and it's how we keep moving forward that matters. Many of you will leave here today pondering what's next for me now. How will I cope being in the real world? Where and when will that first job come? That was me 15 years ago. And that's why I feel it's very appropriate for me to share with you my father's final message to the graduates that day, and my final word to all of you whose special day it is too. Small actions make a difference. Think of the impact that David Attenborough had in his program Blue Planet 2 on action against single-use plastics. He said, your small actions may seem insignificant, but when you put all the small actions together, you can make a difference. In 2030, the majority of you will be in your late 20s. You remember this day, the day of your graduation. So I ask you to be a visionary, like Attenborough. But don't just be a dreamer, be more than that. Commit yourselves to bringing about the society and world you want to live in. You can make a difference. Thank you.